This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, good morning. So we will wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start our discussion. So we'll wait for 2 more minutes and then we'll start our discussion, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome to Isha Training Solutions. So, so what will I do? I'll quickly open the course content. So today what we are going to do, we are going to see what are all the course content that we are going to cover as part of this learning days. Okay. So I encourage each and every one of you, please ask your questions. I mean, what is your expectation? So that we'll discuss and then we'll finalize if anything that is actually required from your end. Okay. So what will I do right now? I'm going to discuss what are all the detailed course content that we are going to learn as part of this session, guys. Okay. So without wasting further time, so the first topic would be performance engineering introduction, because right now that is actually missing in industry. If you go and um, ask somebody like what you are doing as a performance tester or performance engineer means what activity that they are doing. So fundamentally you should have difference between these things, and performance engineering, what are all the activities performed, that also you should aware, right? So first, what we are going to do, we are going to setting the set the context. Okay. So introduction to performance engineering. Okay. So what you are going to specifically do in the performance engineering side, and any activity that you are doing, usually there is a life cycle associated. Any activity that you are doing, there is a life cycle. Okay. So example, development, if you are doing, yes, software development life cycle. Testing you are doing, yes, software testing life cycle. Performance testing you are doing, yes, performance testing life cycle. Similarly, performance engineering you are doing, performance engineering life cycle. That is what we are going to learn in a detailed way. Why we are learning in a detailed way this topic? So maybe say like you are going for an interview. Okay, you are going for an interview. There you are. The interviewer is asking, "Tell me about yourself." Tell me about yourself is a question that you are getting. Okay. So usually, in order to say day in day out what activity that you are doing, you should use this life cycle understanding only. Okay, life cycle understanding, why I'm saying, because there only you are going to summarize, okay, right from the first stage to the last stage, what you are actually doing. Okay, even you think like you are a performance tester, you are a performance tester, and somebody is actually asking, tell me about yourself. Okay, somebody is actually asking, tell me about yourself, with the performance tester. So what performance tester also will say, right from requirement gathering, test planning, test designing, test execution, reporting. So performance tester also will say day in day out what activity that they are doing. so so in order to get that clarity, performance engineering life cycle you should be aware. Performance engineering life cycle you should be aware. So that is what we are going to discuss in this performance engineering life cycle, and activities performed by performance engineer. Okay, activities performed means where and all you are going to do the contribution, where and all you are going to do the contribution as a performance engineer. Okay, performance engineer, yes, there are set of activities that are performed. Okay, so performance engineer can contribute across the layer, right? Say like they can contribute in the UI layer, they can contribute in the app layer, they can contribute in the DB layer, they can contribute in the infra layer, like that. Performance engineer can contribute across the layer. So that activities, what are all the activities performed by the performance engineer, right? That also we are going to discuss in a detailed way. Okay, right from the basic layer to your database layer, infrastructure layer, every layer, how a performance engineer they are going to contribute, what activity that they are going to perform, like that we are going to discuss, guys. Okay, I'll take a pass here. Any question, guys, still now?
Hello.
Yeah, Raman.
No, no questions as of now.
Okay,
I
okay.
just joined. Hello.
Yeah, 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 sure, sure.
I just joined late, couple of minutes. Can you please tell what was you talk earlier before join?
No, actually, just now only we started the discussion. Okay, so we were explaining the introduction part only. Okay, I mean you are in the right time only. Okay,
Okay, okay. Thank you. Got it. Got it.
so so performance engineering introduction side, these are the things that we are going to understand, because the fundamental thing is, if anybody is talking about these line item, you should be in a position to explain to them. That's the reason we are setting the context. Okay, and then the next important topic is your Java performance engineering concepts. Java performance engineering concepts. Okay, so this thing would be very very useful. Okay, in real time, everybody started talking about these line items. So in order to get that exposure, okay, on the Java side, what we are going to understand, in order to get that understanding, first thing what we are going to do, we are going to learn about JVM architecture. Java virtual machine architecture. Java virtual machine architecture. JVM architecture. So any Java program that you are writing, or any Java software that you are executing, okay, Java always require JVM. Okay, Java always require JVM. Okay, in JVM only your Java program is actually going to execute. Okay, so any Java program is actually going to run on a JVM. Okay, so for that reason, you have to understand basically what is actually happening in JVM, because all your Java program is actually executing in the JVM, Java virtual machine. In that only your Java program is actually executing. So fundamentally, you should understand what is actually happening inside JVM. Okay, so that I am going to explain in a detailed way. What is class loader subsystem? What is method area? What is heap area? Stack area? What is PC register? What is just in timer? what is execution engine, like that. I'm going to explain every component in the JVM, so that where there is a problem, your understanding should be clear. Okay, inside the JVM, Java program is actually executed. While executing in JVM, you are facing certain problem. It may be because of the heap memory, it may be because of the stack memory, it may be because of your garbage collection. All those things you are going to understand it, provided you should have the understanding about JVM. Okay, say a typical example, guys. Okay, a typical example. Right now I told you, just now I told you, all your Java all your Java software or Java program is actually executed on the JVM. I told you, right? Say an example, I have a Apache Jmeter tool, which is an open source tool. Apache Jmeter tool, which is an open source tool. Say like I'm simply launching this Jmeter tool. Okay, I'm simply launching this Jmeter tool. Simply launching this Jmeter tool. Okay, so I am going to my folder, C folder, program files, Java, JDK. Okay, so inside the JDK, I have certain utility tools that are there. Okay, in that utility tool, I'm opening one tool called JVisual VM. Okay, Java Visual VM. So right now I told you, every Java program that you are executing, it is actually going to run on a JVM. I told you, right? This tool, right now, whatever I opened in the screen, right? This tool is actually, the functionality of the tool is identifying the running JVM. Identifying the running JVM. Look at here, org.apache.jmeter. This is actually identified by this tool. Why? This is a running JVM. Right now it is actually running. This JVM is actually running. Why? Because Jmeter is actually running. Okay. Just now what I told you, any Java program is actually going to run on a JVM. So this is the JVM. This is a Jmeter JVM. This is a Jmeter JVM. So those understanding only we are going to get it in the architectural level. Those understanding only we are going to get it in the architectural level. So not only this JMeter, any Java program that you are executing, those Java program, when it is actually executed, it is actually going to execute it in the JVM only. That JVM you can separately monitor also. That JVM you can separately monitor also, because your understanding is, whenever a Java program is actually executed, it is running on a JVM. That JVM, if you are monitoring it, you are going to easily understand how much of the thread, how much of a CPU, how much of a memory, all those things are actually going to be measured. Going to be measured. Okay, so that is what next topic. JVM performance monitoring. JVM performance monitoring. Okay, so for this we are going to use two utility tools. One is called as JConsole, another one is called as JVisual VM. Okay, right now what I showed you is actually JVisual VM. Similarly, one another tool is available called JConsole. Okay, so using JConsole, using JVisual VM, you are going to understand what is actually happening to the heap, what is actually happening to the thread. With the real world example, we are going to learn all those things. Okay, say an example, if I am simply double clicking this JMeter JVM itself. JMeter JVM itself, if I'm simply double clicking it, if I'm going to the monitor tab, so CPU, memory, class level, thread level, or individually thread level, all understanding you can get it, guys. All understanding you can get it. So in that, what you are doing, you are going to understand, is there any heap related problem, or is there any thread related problem that is actually coming. Okay, so for that we are going to do the JVM performance monitoring. In that we are going to use two different utility tools called JVisual VM and JConsole. JVisual VM and JConsole. Those two tools will help you to understand, okay, this is what is actually happening in the JVM. I am going to finalize or understand because of, I mean, running the application, or because of too many people accessing the application. Is there any thread related problem, or is there any heap related problem that are there, or what, that you are going to understand it? I'll take a pause here. Any question, guys? Still?
Okay, hello.
Yes.
How much Java do we need to understand this? I mean, is there
See,
any prerequisite that?
See, I would not say that day one you should be, I mean, dominant in Java. Okay, but over the period when you are becoming experienced in performance engineering side, yes, you can learn the Java in a little advanced mode. As a starting point, even with the minimum knowledge of Java, you can provide recommendation. Okay, whatever I'm going to explain, right? With the minimum knowledge of Java, you can provide the recommendations and observations, findings, everything you can provide it. But and over the period of time, say like if somebody is actually telling you, yes, you are telling the problem statement, why don't you fix the problem also? Okay, if they are giving that job to you as well, that time only you require a little more additional knowledge of Java. But other than that, if you are in the position only to report the problem, where the problem is, find the problem, provide the recommendation, provide the observation, that kind of a stage, if you are there, you don't really require to do advanced level of knowledge. But when you are instructed by the team, okay, you find the issue, you fix the issue. So that time only you require additional Java knowledge or all. Other than that, with the very minimum knowledge itself, you can use this tool, you can operate this tool, and then you can provide the recommendations. Okay, that is what we are going to learn it in this core journey completely. Okay.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I have one question. In real time, the services will be running in some external servers, right? How do we see
Hmm.
the JVM then? How do we have access to JVM?
See, it is under the assumption that they are providing all the access. Okay. So, yes, these kind of question everywhere, right? If they are not providing the infrastructure access, how will I do the monitoring? If they are not providing the performance testing tool access, how will I do performance testing? So, it is all under the assumption you are the right person and they are providing all these access. So, after providing all these access only, you are going to do these work, Sabha. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I
So,
have
so
one
it is under
question.
the,
Like,
yeah, Vinay, give me a
sorry.
second. Give me a second. I'll complete the previous thing
Yep.
and then I'll take. So it is under the assumption you have all the access to go to the server, launch the tools, do the analysis. All those access are there, and under that assumption only we are learning this, Sabha. Okay, clear, Sabha? Okay, Vinay,
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
ahead. Vinay. Yeah, Vinay, you go
Yeah,
ahead.
so for the zero state VMs, is this useful for the microservices architecture?
Everywhere, see, you think like this Azure hosted machine, but if you consider that is an independent machine again. Okay, that's actually a independent VM, you are going to work on. Okay, so if you are trying to holistically do the monitoring in Azure, you have Azure Monitor, Azure App Insights, that is separate.
Right,
Okay,
right,
if you are individually doing that, still these things will work, because end of the day it is actually a Windows machine, end of the day it is actually a Linux machine. Okay, because end of the day it's all independent entity only. Holistically, if you are thinking about only, it is all going to be um, uh, the clusters, nodes, parts and all, it's all different. Okay, but end of the day, if you are working on an individual machine, yes, these concepts are valid. And one more thing also, anywhere if you work also, fundamentally Java is actually going to behave like this only. It is not going to change if it is Azure, if it is not going to change it is if it is AWS. Fundamentally Java will
okay,
will act like Java. Java is actually running on a JVM. In the JVM only all these are actually happening. Those are fundamental concepts, Vinay. Okay.
okay. And one more basic question above from the introduction. Performance engineer and performance tester are two different entities.
See, actually
Sorry, I
saying
missed that
now,
part.
yeah, yeah. Now good question, Vinay. So now the trend is okay. Earlier, if you go some 5 years or 10 years before and all, performance testers, what they do, they are doing script preparation, execution, provide the number, come out. Okay,
Right.
so that is the traditional things. But nowadays, customers are expecting little more than that. They are not saying like they are not expecting you to do only scripting, only execution, only number providing. Okay, now the customers are expecting if you are simply providing me a number, no, I don't like you are saying only number. You tell me the reason for the number. Okay, where it is actually happening, what it is actually doing, all those definitions, explanations, descriptions, these are the things nowadays customers are expecting. So which means that no more you are a performance tester, you are becoming an engineer only will engineer the activity, right? They'll say like, okay, this is a 10 seconds response time, means in that this is actually specifically taking this much time, this is actually spending time in the infrastructure layer, this is actually spending time in the db. So like that you are going to provide one layer above. Okay, not only number, you are going to provide the reason for the number. So that's where your journey is actually moving to performance engineering. Okay, performance
Right.
tester usually provide numbers, but that is a reason in every organization nowadays they are calling the role itself performance engineer. Everybody, they are calling them as a performance engineer only, but internally how they are doing what they are doing is actually $1 million question, because people, their role is actually tagged as performance engineer, but still they are doing the performance testing activity also in certain organization. But actual expectation is, don't only provide you, I don't want only the number, you give me a little more details, that is what you are going to do it in the engineering level. Okay.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So that is what you are understanding in the JVisual VM J console. And since because these two are open source, okay, this is actually a utility inside the JDK. We are learning one more tool called YourKit Java Profiler, which is a commercial solution. The same activity, the same JVM monitoring can be done using the commercial solution called YourKit Java Profiler. In industry it is actually very familiar. They used to call this as yjp like this, yjp. Okay, you work at Java Profiler, in short they call that as yjp. So the same JVM monitoring using the commercial tool, if you are doing, what are all the benefit that you are going to get it. Okay, actually saying profilers are very familiar. I mean, you work at Java Profiler. Profilers means what they are doing, they are trying to find the problem in the code level. They are trying to find the problem in the code level. Till the method level, class level, object level, they wanted to understand, means people use profilers. Okay, usually developers used to I mean used to get this tool, because they wanted to find, say like I wrote certain line of code, I wanted to find the hotspot where the problem is, which is actually consuming more memory, more CPU, like that. When the developer wanted to test it, they usually test it with the profiling tools. So that is the reason I'm saying knowing profiling tool is actually very very important, because end of the day this profiling tool will be very used to understand where the problem, which line the problem, like that you can easily understand it. So to get that understanding, we are learning one commercial tool as well. Okay, and then the next important topic is actually your JVM heap structure. Say actually saying your memory is actually configured like eden space, survivor space. Okay, eden space, survivor space, young generation, old generation, perm generation, like that it is actually categorized, guys. Okay, don't worry, everything I'm going to explain in a detailed way. Okay, eden means what, survivor means what, young generation means what, old generation means what. So that memory structure I'm going to explain, and also how garbage collection is actually working in Java. how garbage collection is actually working in Java. Okay, say like minor GC means what, major GC means what, full GC means what. Minor GC will happen in young generation. Major GC will be happening in old generation. Full GC is actually happening in across the memory. Like that, we are going to see with example all those things we are going to learn with example. Okay, so I'm going to explain how the object is actually created in young generation, and how the object is actually moving to survivor space, and how the object is actually promoted to old generation. Like that and all I'll explain, so that with that understanding in real world what you guys will do, you guys will understand, okay, how many minor GC happen, how many major GC happen, how many full GC happen, minor GC how much time it is actually taken. Okay, so usually that is also matter, because minor GC should be taken in so and so millisecond only, major GC should be taken so and so seconds only. Like that there is a understanding. So in our learning what we are going to understand, what is GC past time. I mean GC past time is nothing but in order to complete the GC how much of a time it is actually taken, that we are going to learn. And then what is your collection, it may be a minor GC, it may be a major GC, what is actually happening, that also we are going to learn. So basically in this topic we are going to understand in a detailed way what is Eden, what is survivor, what is tenured, what is minor GC, what is major GC, and what is XMX SMS. Okay, this is actually min size of the heap size and max size of the heap size. Okay, so usually I just now I told you, right, all your Java program is actually going to run on a JVM. So any Java program that you are running, it is actually going to use certain heap memory. Means how you are going to define your heap memory. Okay, in this forum anybody currently working in Jmeter?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I'm working.
have you ever changed your min size max size of the heap memory?
No,
So actually in
no.
yeah, yeah. So in Jmeter guys, in Jmeter if I go to just a minute, Jmeter batch file,
Yep.
Jmeter Windows batch file. Okay, just a minute. Okay, example. Okay, this Windows batch file I'm going I'm opening it in Notepad plus plus and I'm trying to find the XMS. So look at here. So it, sorry, it is actually commented out. I may be showing in the code itself. Yeah. So look at here. So XMS and then XMX. So right now I defined my Jmeter heap size as 2 GB. Okay, Jmeter heap size as 2 GB. Okay, so what I did right now, by default Jmeter usually having 1 GB heap size, 1 GB heap size. So sometimes what will happen, if your customer is expecting you to do large volume performance testing, something like 5,000, something like 10,000 concurrent user load, that time with this limited heap memory if you are trying to run the test, means you cannot run more user in single machine, and you need more machine to run the 5,000 user or 10,000 user load. So in order to avoid such problem, what you can do, you can increase the heap size, you can increase the heap size so that you can accumulate more user in single machine itself. So for that, this XMS and then XMS is actually a min size, XMX is a max size of the heap memory. So in Jmeter also that configuration is there, actually saying not only Jmeter, every Java program internally there is a min size max size configuration is there, min size max size configuration is there. So that also we are going to learn in a detailed way, how, why you are configuring the heap memory. If you are configuring heap memory, what is the benefit, like that we are going to discuss in a detailed way guys, we are going to discuss in a detailed way. Okay, and then different types of garbage collection. Actually saying right now I told you, right, you have a minor GC, you have a major GC, all those things I told you, right. This minor GC, major GC, sometimes you can manage it. Okay, the number of times your minor GC major GC happening, right, that you can manage it using this garbage collection types. Okay, what you can do, you can configure, I wanted to use the algorithm of serial garbage collection, I wanted to use the algorithm of parallel garbage collection, concurrent mark and sweep, G1 GC, like that. So you can manage your garbage collection number of times. Okay, number of times the garbage collection is actually happening, right? That you can manage it. But everybody knows it, G1 GC is a very famous garbage collection algorithm. Garbage first garbage collection is a very famous garbage collection algorithm. If I simply show the Jmeter again, if I'm showing you uh, uh, the same file, look at here, guys. Jmeter is actually using G1 GC. Jmeter is actually using G1 GC. Okay, so this is also very important, right? Why the algorithm that you are going to use it? The algorithm is actually going to use it. It is actually going to manage your number of times the garbage collection is actually happening. And what we are going to do in our learning, we are going to learn what is serial GC, what is parallel GC, what is concurrent mark and sweep, what is G1 GC, so that in real time you can choose what algorithm that you want. Okay, end of the day you will say G1 GC only, but there are scenarios, there are reasons for choosing the serial, parallel, concurrent, mark and sweep, and also that explanation we are going to do in the regular session. That understanding we are going to do it in the regular session. Okay, and then JVM thread pooling concepts. Okay, in Java there is a thread pooling concept is there that we are going to do, and then JDBC connection pooling, database level we are going to do, and then thread dump analysis. This is very important. Why? Say like our application is actually facing some problem. Our application is actually facing some problem. That time you wanted to understand the application facing some problem because of the heap, because of the thread, because of the heap, because of the thread. So in order to segregate it is because of the heap or it has because of the thread, what you can do, you can take dump. There is a concept called dump. Either you will take the heap dump, or you will take the thread dump. Either you will take the heap dump or you will take the thread dump. Okay. So what is that heap dump? What is the thread dump? So I told you your application is actually having a problem. Say like right now your application is actually having a problem. Right now your application loading slowly. Right now your application is hanging. Right now your application is spinning. Right now your application is frozen. Okay, that moment of time what you are going to do, you are going to take the heap dump or you are going to take the thread dump. What is heap dump? Taking the memory snapshot during the problematic situation. Okay, taking the memory snapshot during the problematic situation is actually called as memory dump. Similarly, taking the thread snapshot during the problematic situation is actually called as thread dump. Okay, so either you take a memory dump or you take a thread dump. Why? In order to understand, it is because of the memory that application is slow. It is because of the thread the application is actually slow. In order to finalize that, we are using the heap dump and the thread dump concept. Heap dump and the thread dump concept. So that is what in this section we are going to learn about. The thread dump means what? What are all the life cycle that are there? What are all the tools that are used? How to capture it? How to analyze it? All those things we are going to do it in the thread dump. Similarly, what is heap dump? What are all the tools are there? What are all the way you are going to capture it? And then the different technique to analyze it. Okay. So heap dump and thread dump we are going to do. So once we are doing the heap dump and thread dump, okay, the next one is what? Garbage collection analysis. So in Java, there are arguments are there, or there are utilities are there to capture the garbage collection log. So through the garbage collection log, what you are going to understand? Yes, minor GC happened. Yes, major GC happened. How many times minor GC happened? How many times major GC happened? How much of a time taken for minor GC? How much of a time taken for major GC? If your time taken for the minor GC is very high, if your time taken for the major GC is very high, why why the time is high? It may be because of the heap memory is high or what. So like that and all, we are going to analytically understand the garbage collection concept. And then a general concept, out of memory, out of memory. So this is also important thing to learn, guys. Okay, right now that understanding is actually missing. So in order to give the awareness, what I am going to do, I am going to explain memory leak means what, out of memory means what, comparing between these two, and then what are all the different out of memory options that are coming also, we are going to discuss. Okay, I'll take a pass. Any question, guys? Still no? Anybody have any question? Yeah. So which means that till now, whatever we are discussing, it's all Java performance engineering concepts. Okay, all these are Java performance engineering concepts. Okay. So what I personally did, I don't want to confine only to one area. I wanted to provide awareness across the places. So that is the reason what I did. I also added infrastructure monitoring concept also. Infrastructure monitoring concept also. Okay. So in that, infrastructure means what flavor it is actually coming: Windows flavor and the Linux flavor. Windows flavor and the Linux flavor. So both the things we are going to cover. One is Windows server flavor, another one is Linux server flavor. In that, we are going to discuss different matrices. What is a threshold? How will you find the infrastructure level issues, either in the Windows level monitoring or in the Linux level monitoring? All those things we are going to learn with the real world example. We are going to learn everything. And similarly, database level, I wanted to provide awareness, right? So I took an example of Oracle DB. In Oracle DB, there is a feature called AWR reports and ADDM reports. So I am going to explain AWR report means what, ADDM report means what, ASH report means what, how to generate AWR, how to analyze AWR, how to generate ADDM, how to analyze ADDM. Like that, every different flavor we are going to look into. So database side also we are going to have awareness. Okay, so Java, and then infrastructure, and then database. So the missing layer is actually what, front end. The missing layer is what, front end. So the client side also we are going to understand. So for that, what I am going to do, I am going to set the context. What is that? What is performance metric in the front end, and what are all the common problem, and you should know how the browser rendering is actually working. So what are all the tools that I am going to learn? We are going to learn three different tools: Chrome DevTools, GT Metrics, Web Page Test. These three tools you are going to learn it. Why? You should know how to capture the client side monitoring metric. You should know how to capture the client side monitoring metric. Okay. And then code profiling. In the previous topic, I explained about your kit Java profiler, right? There is second profiler we are going to learn, which is actually J profiler, Java profiler. Okay. So here what you are going to do, we are going to get that understanding. Code profiling means what? J profiler we are going to learn with the real world example. So code profiling also we are covering. Okay. Not only all those things, guys, in industry, now you go and read any job description. Any job description, if you go and read it, definitely you will find one APM tool in the list. Definitely you will find one APM tool in the list. So that is the reason what we are doing. We are learning the Dynatrace APM tool as well. Dynatrace APM tool as well, because this is very useful when you are going for any interview, or even in your work also. Learning one APM tool is actually going to be very important. So that's the reason we are learning the Dynatrace tool also. And then finally, we are going to understand how to analyze your production load, and how to analyze your CPU related problem, memory related problem, and then response time related problem. That also we are going to discuss. So if you look at our entire course content, okay, so we covered the Java side, we covered DB side, we covered infrastructure side, we covered client sides. All the things we covered, guys. All the things we covered. Okay. And while going through the course content, yes, we are going to cover interview preparation questions also. what are all the questions usually will come in the interview, right? That also we are going to discuss. And every example we are going to explain it with the real world example only. Okay, in industry right now, how these things are actually happening, right? That we are going to explain. And yes, I'm going to share certain sample app to you. Okay, that sample app, okay, that sample app, you are going to use it for your learning also, for your learning also. So those who wanted to enroll for this course journey, this is Kumar sir number, guys. 8019952427, 8019952427. I'm going to paste this number in the chat. Okay, this is Kumar sir number. Okay, this is Kumar sir number. I'm going to copy the course content also in the chat, you guys can take it. Okay, so this is actually a weekday session, guys. Okay, Monday to Friday we are going to learn. Saturday, Sunday holiday. Daily 1 hour. Daily 1 hour we are planning, and this is actually 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Indian time, correspondingly in other locations. Okay, you can even go to the website, they will definitely have other location timing and all. Okay, so this is other location timing, US UK timing and all there, so you can check it out. So which means that 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. daily 1 hour we are planning to have it for 25 plus hours of session. Okay, 25 plus hours of session we are planning. And all the artifacts we are going to share it through Google Drive. Okay, you can download, and then you can set it up in your machine for the continuous learning. And all these sessions we are recording, all these sessions we are recording, and every session recording video would be available in YouTube playlist URL. Daily basis we'll be sharing it, and then you will be having the lifetime access for those videos. Okay, lifetime access for those videos. Okay, so you can watch it n number of times, and then you can bring it on your questions. So interview preparation questions also will be there, real world examples and challenges also we are going to discuss this. Okay, so those who wanted to enroll for this course, you can reach out to Kumar sir, 8019952427. So today we pretty much explained on the high level of all these things. From tomorrow we are going to start our actual session. So if you don't want to miss anything, you don't want to miss any important concepts that we are discussing right now, please reach out to Kumar sir and enroll yourself, 8019952427. So tomorrow 7:30 a.m. I mean, we will start our actual course content, guys. Okay, we'll start our actual course content. So today, pretty much we discussed about what are all the things that we are going to cover as part of the learning. Okay, I hope you all got the understanding. You all got the core objective of this course content. Any question, guys? Still no?
Are we also going to cover the Jmeter extensively? How we are
No,
going
no,
to use Jmeter? How?
no. Jmeter is actually sample of Java software. Okay, so the
Basically, it is a tool to execute,
hmm,
right? To create
yeah,
the
yeah,
scripts and execute. Are we going to cover
yeah.
in any type of that thing?
No, no, no. That is actually a separate course running in Isha, Jmeter class. That is separate. Here, our focus area is actually engineering concepts. In that,
Okay.
since because Java topic came, Jmeter is also one of the Java software, so that is the reason I explained about it.
Okay.
But Jmeter will be used in this course because Jmeter script, we are having one Jmeter script. Through that we are going to stress our application. Probably some user load we are going to give it, and through the load we are going to find it is actually a thread related problem or heap related problem, and all we are going to analyze it. For that Jmeter we are going to use. Okay,
Okay. And we have a different course itself for Jmeter.
yeah, yeah, separate course.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So those who wanted to enroll for this course, please reach out to Kumar sir, guys. Okay.
Is there any other performance testing tools like NeoNode or Gatling also be covered? Not in this course, but in another course.
That's what you can reach out to Kumar sir. Every tool we are taking, okay, it's not about a specific tool. So we are pioneer in this field. I mean, performance testing and performance engineering side. And say I say I'm not the only person. A lot of trainers are there. So I myself actually responsible for Jmeter. I'm taking, okay. LoadRunner I'm taking, okay, and then performance engineering, Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Neuralink, Datadog, all those things I'm taking. Okay, so like this, other trainers are there. So they are also taking. Yes, as you mentioned, they are taking Neoload, Gatling, other industry trending topics. Also, we are taking. So you can reach out to Kumar sir for any further information. Okay.
Thank you.
Any
Thank you.
update on the Jmeter course when it is going to get started, or there is any demo on that, or directly we should call
Probably.
that number?
Yeah, you called to that number because day before yesterday only my Jmeter batch completed. Okay, I mean it shows that anytime my batch will start. Okay, I don't know the schedule. That's the reason I don't have the number. But if you talk to them, they will tell you when the schedule is actually planned, and you can get the update accordingly. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So, thanks for joining, the learners who joined today for evaluating us. Thanks for joining. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Actually, yes, we are going to continuously learn a lot of key things. We are going to learn. We are going to uh, uh, learn new concepts in performance testing and performance engineering side as well. So if you wanted to enroll yourself, you can enroll and then you can join tomorrow's day one session. Okay. Yeah, Raval, you are about to say something? Yeah. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining and have a nice day.
Hello.
Thank you.
Yes, Raval.
Thank you.
Sorry, my system was a little bit slow. So I was saying in my organization we are using LoadRunner. So and here we are using Jmeter. So would that be, I mean, useful to me if I enroll for this course because we are using LoadRunner in our organization,
See,
or it is same
see,
for all?
nothing. See, it is the same for all, and this Jmeter tool is not part of the course. Jmeter tool is actually the example that I showed. Okay,
Okay, okay, okay,
Jmeter is nowhere involved in this course content. I'm saying Jmeter is one such example because Jmeter is also a Java app. Other than that, nothing to do with this course content. Okay.
okay, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank you. So thanks for joining and have a nice
Just
day,
one,
guys. Bye
one,
bye.
one last question. Sorry, again, this is
Yeah,
off
yeah.
topic. Just was curious. Jmeter also takes care of the UI performance testing, right?
By default capability, it is not there. Okay, by default capability, because I'll tell you, these tools are actually communicating in HTTP layer. Okay, HTTP layer in the sense
Right.
like transport layer, right? You don't have the presentation layer activity unless and until you are doing the scripting in something like Selenium WebDriver or any integration that you are doing. Only the client side performance would be measured. Okay, other than that, if you go to the industry and find the traditional capability of Jmeter, it is not that one. But for the purpose of doing, yes, you have the option. But I would recommend, if you are doing that, it will consume lot of memory, and you need to invest lot of money for the infrastructure itself if you are trying to use this for this reason. Okay, so I in
UI
in my in
performance.
my personal experience, whenever I proposed this to the customer, they rejected that actually. Because if you are telling them front end scripting, if you are doing a lot of memory consumption is actually happening, and if you are doing a lot of memory consumption, you need more machine for the load generation. So then they'll straight away say, no, I don't want. Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, but the Selenium plugin cannot be integrated in Jmeter, right?
Yes, I mean, you have a WebDriver sampler that is there, right? But it is not the true representation of what you are getting it in the client side. That is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
What
Yeah,
you are
right,
doing,
right.
we
That's
are getting it in the client side, is not the true representation of you are doing it through this. Okay.
Okay. And one last thing, Jmeter does support gRPCs,
What is that?
gRPC requests.
gRPC, in what context you are asking? Like, can you elaborate a little?
So
It's,
basically,
it's
our API calls are sometimes we
API calls
use
are supported.
gRPC requests. Yeah,
API
no, no,
calls are
API calls
supported.
are supported,
Hmm.
but there will be some gRPC request as well, which we get from the clients. I mean, whenever there is a response, we get a gRPC request. So does
Hmm.
gRPC is supported by Jmeter?
See, maybe this is actually a specific thing that you are asking. If you could
Okay.
share offline, you share me the detail. I'll check and tell you whether it is actually supported or what. But any API
How can
call,
I
if it
support
is
you?
having,
How can I ping you
just a
offline?
minute, just a minute. I pasted my number in the chat. You can take it. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You provide the detail because sometimes if it is actually specific to you, no, that we will discuss. Okay, but as far as the Jmeter tool capability is concerned, yes, it supports JSON, it supports XML, it supports a soap call, it supports REST call, everything. Maybe you can tell me what is actually you are specifically telling. Based on that, we can confirm on that. Okay.
Sure. Your good name, sir?
Saravanan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Sure. Thanks for joining and have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.